What's up, fam? How you doing? It's your girl, Dr. V. Come on in, you guys. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. Let me share this. Hey, you guys. Great morning, great morning, great morning. It's 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm running a few minutes behind, but you guys, listen, thank you for bearing with me. I appreciate that. Come on in. Come on in. Let me know who's here and where you're tuning in from. Let me know who's here and where you are tuning in from. Where y'all at? What's the temperature? Hey, Mike, how are you? Y'all let me know where y'all at and what's the temperature. What is the temperature where you at? Come on, somebody. Drop your temperature. Good morning, Eileen. How are you, beautiful? I'm going to call you after I get off this live. All right, y'all. So listen, y'all, listen. It's March. Okay. And I don't know if you all recall this, but towards the end of February, I did a live and I talked about March and what I saw for March. And I talked about marching and I talked about what it meant to march. I defined March and I went through all of this and I talked about March being a month where we're having very measured, metered steps. And then God's going to what? Blow on it and expand it, explode it systematically. So I was just reading the other day a post that a prophet that I follow, Lord, well, I can't think of the man's name right now. Anyway, I can't think of the man's name right now. This is so crazy. Doug Addison. Doug Addison. I follow him. If you don't follow him, I encourage you to follow him. He's a prophet out of California. He looks a little different, you know. That's probably why I vibe with him because he's different. But he posted something about God giving you marching orders, right? And I said, listen, I told them, I said, like, we getting instructions, we're doing like this, and then God go, and he was talking about following God's marching orders and things like that. Well, today I want to talk about identify your marching orders and march. Identify your marching orders and march. I don't know, there's something that's going on in the atmosphere, and I need you all to understand that it's very important for you to be sensitive to what's going on in the atmosphere. Normally, it has something to do with spiritual seasons as well as natural seasons. So there are things that are going on in nature, and there are also things that are going on in the spirit realm. And so you got to pay attention to it. And when you learn to pay attention to it, and when you learn to get in sync with God and God's seasons, then you begin to see exponential movement in your life. Why? You know when to plant and when to water and when to harvest, right? So you understand what to do when, and then you increase the likelihood of having success. It's just like with trading. When you know when to enter a trade, then you can enter it when you need to, get the profits that you need, and exit with your harvest. All of it follows the same principles. So, oh my God, y'all. Listen, let me tell y'all something. Because I've been eating so much, and I normally don't eat like that, I decided, I said, well, you know, we've got a detox in the bars, right? We got detox in the bars. It's not a heavy detox. But I said, let me just do a little detox tea. Baby, let me tell y'all something. My system had forgotten. My system said, what the is this? Because I was like, oh my God. So if I end up cutting short, know that it's the detox tea. Hey, Tammy, good morning, beautiful. Now back to our regularly scheduled program, okay? Woo. That's why I like this bar. That's why I like this bar. Oh my God. Oh my God. Okay. Oh my God. So anyway, Identify your marching orders. What is it that God is telling you to do? What is it that God is telling you to do? Figure that out. Once you figure that out, once you seek him for that, once he gives you instructions, once he gives you direction, and you begin to move in that, then you're going to discover that your life moves differently. Hey, Alan, how are you? I'll give you a prime example. Like for me with starting the ministry, like I did not know it was going to move like so quickly. Like we're already having our first Bible study tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And of course, we don't call it Bible study. We call it Let's Get Raw. Let's get raw. Real authentic word. And then we're going to work the word. Let's get raw, real authentic word. And then we're going to work the word. Literally, that's what we do. And I made a decision that I didn't want it to just be regular Bible study. I wanted it to be a little different. I wanted people to be engaged. I wanted people to study for themselves and then for us to have dialogue and conversation and talk about it. One of the things that I think that we do in the church that is often a mistake is that the pastor becomes the expert, and as the expert does all of this teaching, but the people don't get an opportunity to really hone their skills. And so I'm requiring you all to hone your skills. You got to do some work too. You got to research. You got to come to the table with something, and let's engage the word. Let's learn together. Let's explore the word together. Let's build this relationship together. That's a different kind of model. It's a more interactive model, and that's what we're going to do. We're going to interact. And so that was a marching order that I got. Yes, girl, real authentic word, honey, raw, honey. Let's get raw, y'all. Listen, I'm telling y'all, and I believe with everything in me, and this is what God is I'm not going to lie to y'all, God is kind of scaring me. And I know that God is not, that he does not give us a spirit of fear, but I'm just telling y'all, I'm looking at some stuff and I'm like, whoa. Like, whoa, for real, God, that's what we're doing. What? Because I just see the need for what it is that we're doing. I see it like never before. And I'm so excited because, listen, to be chosen by God to do this work, this is a different kind of work. To be chosen by God to do this work is a great honor, and I'm humbled by it. You see, I'm not a theologian. You know, I'm not a Bible scholar per se, but this is what I know. I know how to study the word, and I know how to be in relationship with him. And I think that if more people understood that anyone can be in relationship with him, like all of us can be in relationship with him, and that means getting to know him. How do you get to know him? You read his word. You study him. You know, how do you get the mind of Christ? It doesn't magically appear. It comes from reading and understanding and dissecting and applying his word. And anybody can do that. You don't have to have a degree to do that. Listen, but you have to have a willingness to open up your heart, to open up your mind, to allow him to pour into you and allow him to breathe on his word for your life. Literally, we can read the same scripture and we can get different things out of it because we need something different from it, right? And so a lot of times people say, well, you should be getting exactly the same thing. Well, no, there's levels to this. There's levels. And when I say levels, I don't mean that someone is better than someone else. I simply mean that there are different levels of understanding. And what that means is that depending on where you are, you can get the level of understanding that you need for where you are. It doesn't do any good for you to get a deep understanding that doesn't apply to your life that you can't use. Like, what good does that do for you? No, God wants to give you something you can use. And I'm not saying that you won't get an even deeper understanding next time when you read it, because I promise you, I can preach the same text and I can preach it from a different place, right? Because I'm in a different place and God gives me new revelation. The word doesn't change, but the level of our understanding begins to change. That's right, Tammy. It's interactive and transformative. It's raw. It's real authentic word. The word is supposed to be transformative. The word, you shouldn't be able to read the word and stay the same your whole life. Like, I don't understand that. I don't understand how people can be in the church for 50 years and their life looks no different today than it did 50 years ago. You're not applying the word. You're reading the word. You're taking the words in. You may even be reciting the words, but you're not applying the words. And it's in that application that we began to see our transformation. The word can't transform you if you don't apply it. It can't transform you if you don't read it. Reading is the precursor to the transformation because you can't apply what you don't know. So you got to know it to apply it. And then after you apply it, then there ought to be some change. There ought to be some transformation. Everything won't be instantaneous, but what I will tell you is this: God's word works when you work it. That's why it's let's get raw. Work the word. We've got to work the word. We're not just reading the word. We're not just memorizing the word. We're not just reciting the word. We're applying the word to our lives. And when you apply the word to your life, baby, that's where the transformation comes. That's where the change comes. So when you get your marching orders, when God gives you your marching orders, then you're supposed to march into that. What did I tell you? Those measured steps, consistent, diligent, dedicated, committed, and then all of a sudden God breathes on it and it explodes. That's what he does. Yes, Tammy, it is the application of the word. Let's work the word. Listen, God didn't give us the word for us to just have it, to read some good stories. It's not what it's for. And when you understand that, then you can operate like that. So what are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing? Just memorizing scriptures? What are we doing? Just reciting text? What are we doing? There's no application and there's no change. And you wonder what? You wonder why people in the world ain't trying to come to the church. They look at your life and they like, your life is raggedy. Why would I want to be there? If that's what the word is producing, I don't want that word. Now that's raw, but that's real. That's raw, but that's real. People look at your life, and if your life is raggedy, if your life is raggedy, then what do you think? What, you think they want to come be raggedy too? They like, my life already raggedy. I'm looking for something that's going to help, not for something that's not going to help. So you got to make a decision. You got to make a decision. Are y'all not tired of just reading the word but not really applying it because you don't understand what the preacher talking about? You don't understand. Like, they done went through all the Hebrew and the Greek and you don't understand what they're talking about. You're not getting anything that is applicable to your life. You don't know how to bring it down to your level so that you can apply it to your day to day. Y'all listen, that's what Passionate Pursuit of Manifested Purpose Ministries is all about. Bringing the word down so that you can engage it, making the word real and applicable in 2021. You're going to see some things that are going to be different. You're going to hear some things that are going to be different. Not that it's not the word of God, but you're going to hear it in a way you can relate to. You're going to hear it in a way you're going to see it in a way you can relate to. We're going to talk about application in a way that you can relate to. This is not the super scholars edition of the word. If you want to be a super scholar, you need to be somewhere else. That's not what I'm doing. I'm not doing super scholar. I'm doing super applier. That's what we're doing, super applier. You know, some of the most scholarly people have some of the most jacked up life. Y'all need to repeat that? Some of the most scholarly people have some of the most jacked up lives. Why? They don't apply the word. They just learn about the word, right? But there's no application in their life. I refuse to flow like that. Does that mean that I'm perfect? Absolutely not. Y'all know I'll never say that. Don't put me on the pedestal. I'm stepping down. But what I will tell you is this. What I do know how to do is engage God. Now I'm going to engage God. I might not always like what he says. I might not always agree with what he says. I might talk back. I talk back. I'm just telling y'all. I'm talking about me. I'm not talking about y'all. I talk back. And he gets me right together. But I got to express myself because he knows my heart. He knows what I'm thinking. So I might as well say it. I'll be like, I'm not doing that. Y'all hear me say it all the time. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. And he'll be like, yes, you are. I'm not doing that. He'll be like, I hear what you're saying, but you're going to do it. I'm not doing that, and you're not going to make me do that. I'm not doing that. He'll be like, okay, watch. And what do? I do it. He knows for all that little talk back, at the end of the day, I'm going to do what he says do. I've been talking back to him the longest about this ministry. I'm not doing that. I don't want to be bothered. I don't want to do that. What I tell him, y'all know what I told him. I said, listen, God, I'm not trying to do that because these hoes ain't loyal. They not loyal. So I'm not doing that. He said, oh, no, you going to do it. So what did he do? He took me on a journey. And this is what God does, you guys. And this is why you got to understand that one step of obedience is a great step. All he needs you to do, be obedient one time. It's just like in sales. In sales, they tell you you want to get 3 yeses. If you get 3 yeses, you got the sale. If you can get people to say yes, 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 they're more likely to say yes to the purchase. That's what they teach in sales, okay? You want 3 yeses. So what God will do with me is he'll have me to do something else. And I say, okay, God, yeah, I'll do that. Then he'll say, okay, do this. And I say, okay, I'm going to do this. Then he'll say, do this. And I say, okay, I'm going to do this. And I do it, and then he'll hit me with the boom, boom, boom. Now, do this. And I'm like, are you kidding me? If I'd known this was where you was taking me, I would have said no to the first thing. But he knows me, and he knows you. He knows everything about us. He knows our heart. He knows our mind. Speaking of our heart, that's what we're talking about tonight, the heart of God. What does it mean to be a man or a woman after God's own heart? What does it mean? What is God's own heart? How does God's heart operate? Yes, Artesia, order thy steps. Yes, all that talking back. And at the end of the day, you still got to be willing and obedient to get the fat of the land. Absolutely, Tammy. All of that lip. All of that lip. Eventually, I'm going to get to the point where I'm not talking back. I'm not there yet. I'm just telling y'all. I'm not there. Now, y'all may already be there. I'm not there. I still talk back. And he knows. He knows. But you know what he would rather have? Me talking back than someone else saying yes and not doing it. He'll take my talk back any day because he knows what's going to happen at the end of the day over someone who says yes and then just doesn't do it, right? At least I'm being honest. There's a whole scripture about that. Isn't there a text that talks about that? I think there is a text in the Bible that talks about that. Imagine that. See? These stories in the Bible, they are for us to be able to move forward in our life. And we're creating our chapter. We're creating our chapter. The chapter of us, the chapter of our life, right? With our stories and our experiences that someone else will be able to benefit from. That's why it's so important for you to document your journey. It's so important for you to share your journey. Y'all, we sit like fatted calves that have eaten everything up and we don't share anything. And we wonder why we have indigestion and we wonder why we're stuffed and we got the itis and all of this. Well, it's because we're full, because we're getting in and we're not pouring out. All of us are supposed to pour out. Yes. Living epistles, written and known, Tammy. Yes, we are. Living epistles, right? And people are watching us. They're watching our story as it unfolds. I was talking, I had put a post up yesterday. I shared a post where I was documenting my journey, my weight loss journey. And whenever I look back on, like when I first started my journey, it's a little emotional because I look at me and I'm like, dog, I just had let myself all the way go. What in the world? And then I began to look at the different stages and the different things that I had to do to get to each place that I got to. And I said, at the end of the day, I looked at it and I said, how amazing that now I'm at a place where I found like one product that like gets me right. Like I don't have to use 4 products to get there, or 3 products to get there, like the bar, right? And I was looking and people were commenting, and one of the people, Britt, said, Dr. V, you encouraged a whole lot of people to get healthy. You encouraged a whole lot of people on this health journey. And I thought about it because Some would look at it and say, oh, she's just posting to be seen. Others look at it and say, wow, if Dr. V can do it, I can do it. Others might look at it and say, this is just too much. It doesn't take all that. But when I look at it and say, God, thank you. Thank you for allowing me to have the opportunity to take a journey that could encourage someone. Thank you for allowing me to have the opportunity to drop some weight, to get in the gym, to work with a trainer, then to find this product. God, thank you. I don't know. It's humbling to me. And I'm not talking about a false humility. I'm talking about for real humbling to me that God chose me to have all that extra weight on. New perspective, right? God chose me to have all that extra weight on so that I could show someone else how to drop it. He allowed me to have all that extra weight on, to be tired, to not have energy, to not be able to wear heels like I wanted to be able to be used as an example. Tammy said it's called being the model of transformation. God is a God of transformation. He's seeking those who will allow him to transform them so that others might see and see how it can happen and see that it can happen. A lot of times people will show you before pictures at the end of their journey, right? I've been real good about sharing my journey, like different spots of the journey so that you can see along the way, so that you guys are watching my transformation live. You talk about watch what happens live with Andy Cohen. No, this is watch what happens live with Dr. V. Watch what happens live in my life. You guys have watched it. You guys have seen it. You've been firsthand observers, witnesses of what's been going on. Now, this is the $1 million question. Will you be like the disciples? Will you be like the disciples and be like, well, I don't know if this can happen. This can't happen, when you've sat up and watched it happen for me. And not just for me, but for other people. See, this was Jesus's frustration with the disciples. This is why he said, I don't care what nobody say. Jesus said some stuff to them because they was acting stupid. He sleep on the boat. They get on the boat. He said, let's get on the boat to go to the other side after he just fed all these people with 2 fishes and 5 loaves. Fed all these people. And they had leftovers, okay? Fed all these people, 2 fishes, 5 loaves. They had leftovers. After it was all said and done, he said, hey, let's go to the other side. I need to go to the other side. They get in the boat to go to the other side. Jesus is tired. He's exhausted. He's ministered to the people. I can feel him on that. He just done preached a good sermon. He done broke the word down. He done talked to them in parables in a way that they could understand. They've gotten some things. They understood some things. He got on the boat. He said, let me lay down. I'm going to take a nap. I need a nap. And he had eaten. He might have had a little itis. So he laid down to take a nap, and the wind began to rise. The wind was blowing. The waves were billowing, and then the boat was moving. But Jesus was still asleep. He was tired, so he was still asleep. And then here come the disciples. They've been, oh, Lord, we're going to die. We're going to die. And he down there asleep. What, is he just going to be asleep and let us die? So they go wake him up. They go wake the man up. The man is tired. He done fed all them people, turned 2 fishes and 5 loaves into a feast for a multitude, and they had leftovers. He ate too. He got on the boat. He was tired. He just needed a nap. They woke him up talking about, oh Lord, are you going to allow us to die? Man, y'all kidding me. Did y'all just see everything that just happened? I'm the Son of God. You think I'm going to let y'all die on the boat? I'm on the boat too, stupid. I'm not trying to die. I'm not done. My work is not over. How long how many miracles do you need to see? How many times do you need to see it happen before it prevents the panic? Yeah, you're right, Artesia. They began to panic like we do. How long? How long is it going to take for you to walk with me and see what my daddy is doing in me and through me for you to stop panicking over the little stuff? Because this is a little thing. I know to you it's a big thing, but what I'm telling you is it's a little thing. It's a big thing to feed all them people we just fed back there with 2 fishes and 5 loaves. That is a big thing. This is a little thing. This is the little thing. I'm just trying to ask the question. How long is it going to take for you to believe what God has said concerning you? How long are you going to watch other people walk out their destinies, fulfill their purpose, and say, wow, they started after I did. How did they get there before me? What's the difference? It is belief and action. That's the difference. Belief and action. See, some people will tell you they believe. Other people will show you they believe. Give me the show you I believe people. I'm going to show you, Dr. V, that I believe. Oh, show me. How does it show up? Action. Action. Some of y'all don't really believe. Y'all don't really believe. You don't believe yet. If you believed, in the words of my cousin, you would believe and move. In the absence of action, there is a lack of belief. When you believe, you move. That's the way it works. When you doubt, you don't believe, you shaky, you don't move because you're scared to move. What if I'm moving, it don't work? What if I'm moving, I move the wrong way? What if I'm moving and somebody says something? What if? You have to make decisions. You have to make decisions. And it is incumbent upon you to make the decision that is going to move you towards your destiny. Our teacher said, in the words of my granny, get your butt up. you gotta move. So tonight, our Let's Get Raw, which is Passionate Pursuit of Manifested Purpose Ministries Bible study, we are moving. We're going to get raw, real authentic word, and we're going to work the word. We're going to work the word. Absolutely, Tammy. In the lack of movement, there's a lack of belief, or there is unbelief. I'm just telling y'all that, we don't want to deal with the real, but if you say you believe God, y'all, this is going to hurt some feelings. Let me go ahead and tell you that I apologize that your feelings are hurt, but they may need to be hurt. Let me say it up front. Okay. I apologize that your feelings are hurt, but they may need to be hurt. Because sometimes that's the only way we move. And I'm not talking about condemnation, but I'm talking about a conviction. Okay. Because there's a very big difference. I'm never going to come to condemn you, but I am definitely going to come to convict you. So if you feel a sense of conviction, that is because there's movement needed. I'm never going to come to condemn you, but I will come to convict you. Okay. So listen, when I look at my pictures, my before pictures, I feel conviction. How did I get that big? And why didn't nobody tell me I was that big? Like, I know people saw it. Like, why didn't nobody tell me? Why didn't nobody pull me by my shirt and say, hey, sis, let's go work out. Hey, sis, let's try this. Hey, sis. I would have appreciated that. I might have felt some type of way, but if you're my friend, I don't want to have a booger hanging out my nose and you not tell me. Now, I don't want those kind of friends. I want the friends that are going to be honest with me, like, girl, huh? So if y'all are watching me live and I got a booger, y'all better tell me. Don't let me do a whole live with a booger hanging out my nose, thinking I'm saying something and people distracted by the booger. I just need that. You ain't got to go, she got a booger. No, but tell me. Dr. V, check your nose. Oh, girl, thank you. I appreciate that. That's good looking out. I'm not that person that I don't want people to know. If I got something in my teeth, tell me. If my breath stank, tell me. If I got body odor, let me know. Now, chances are I'm going to know in advance for most things. And I'm going to be like, girl, listen, honey, I done worked out. I'm sweating, honey, my hormones. I don't know what's going on. But if I don't know, tell me, because how will I know? How will I know if you don't tell me? How will I know, or how will it come to my awareness if you don't say, hey, listen, what's going on? Like, is something wrong? Ask me some questions and see what's going on with me, right? It didn't have to be about openly saying it, but can you let me know that you notice that something's different about me? That you're concerned that something's different about me and it's going the direction that you know I don't want to go. It's different if I don't care and I'm good versus you know I don't want to go that way. It's different. It's different. Some people good. They good with their size. They content. They don't want to move. They don't want to change. They like right where they are. And who am I to tell them they're wrong? That's not my business. But if I know you want to go in a different direction and I am not there to encourage you, support you, let you know, hey, you ain't got to do it by yourself. Am I your friend? Those are not the friends I want. I want the friends that don't just tell me the good stuff, but they'll tell me when I'm off. I want those friends. The ones who will tell me what I'm doing. This, you getting a little out there. And I'm grateful I have friends like that. I'm grateful I have friends like that. I do have friends like that. When I start to wild out a little bit, they be like, hey, really back, really back. Come on back in, come on back in. If I get on a spree, like, they're like, hey, bring it back, pull it back, calm it down. What's going on? What's wrong? Let's talk. I know something's off with you. You don't normally talk like that. You don't normally act like that. What's going on with you? Because normally there's something behind whatever you see manifesting in the physical. Let's get our marching orders. What is it we're supposed to do this month, right now? What are we supposed to do? And let's do it. And let's do it unapologetically. I promise you this. This is what I'm going to promise you. If you get marching orders from God and you do what God tells you, even if people fall out with you, they get mad at you, they stop talking to you, like all of that stuff, even if that happens, I promise you, God will work that thing out. He'll work it out. I've watched him do it. I've watched him do it. I've watched him do it. He'll work it out. He will. And you don't have to stress about it. You don't have to worry about it. You don't have to be weighed down by it. He will work it out. Y'all, we got to start being honest with each other. We got to start being honest with each other. If we can't have honest conversations, we're not friends. If we can't have honest conversations, we're not friends. If I say something and it hurts your feelings and you don't tell me, you can't tell me that. Why you can't tell me that? If we're friends. Well, I don't understand that. If there's a problem, why can't you tell me that? Now, I'm not going to judge you for that, but just tell me so we can deal with it and either continue to be friends or not be friends, but tell me. At least give me an opportunity to articulate my perspective on whatever has transpired. That's one thing that none of my husbands can say. They can't say that I didn't communicate with them, that I didn't communicate what was going on with me or what I felt or when I felt something was off, or I communicated. I'm real clear on that. I communicate. I communicated. I let them know this is what I'm feeling, you know. And the thing about me, I'm such a different type of woman. Like, for real, I'm a different type of woman. When I tell y'all I'm a different type of woman, I'm for real a different type of woman. So for me, I think it's important to give people the right to make choices for their life. That's very important to me, to give people the right to make choices for their life. I never want anyone to be in anything that they don't want to be in. Like, that's important for me also. If this is not working for you, let me know it's not working for you, right? Like, just tell me. Like, I'm good with that. I'm okay with that. I'm not saying that it doesn't hurt or it won't hurt or any of those things, but I'm just saying that I'm okay with that. I'm okay with people having the right to choose. I believe everyone has a right to choose. And I think that when we take away people's choices, we do them a disservice. Let's figure it out. It's so funny because, a lot of times, people will, my mama's on here. Hey, Mama Mary. My mama's on here. One of the things that I love about that woman of God right there is that she loved me as her daughter. And she loves me as her daughter. I'm not going to say loved. She loves me as her daughter, even though I am no longer legally her daughter in love, because that's what I was, right? I was her daughter. She loved me. I was her daughter in love. So even though I'm no longer her daughter in love and she has a new daughter in love, right? She didn't throw me away. I can appreciate that. And you guys, this is what you got to understand. You got to understand that even though relationships may end, that it doesn't mean that your relationship has to end. Even there has to be a pause, right? Even if there has to be a pause. Now there may have to be a pause, right? Because sometimes things are very sensitive. They're very volatile. Listen, we get that. But if you can find a way to maintain significant relationships, maintain them. That woman of God is a prime example of a woman who, if she was born in a different time, would have probably had a very different life and very different experience. She came up during a time when, they really didn't allow women to preach, but she's a preacher at heart. She's a preacher, minister of music. She's all of that. The woman is fire. But let me tell you what she did. That's why I love her. For Women's History Month, I'm celebrating honor Mary Glass, honey. Mary Glass, it is your day. I'm going to put a post up about you, mama. What she did was she didn't wait for someone to give her a platform. She didn't wait for someone to let her get behind the pulpit or down at the podium on the floor. She created her whole platform. She created her own radio show. To God be the glory. And today, to God be the glory is still going. Listen, I need you to understand this. See, when you are a frontiers person, when you are a trailblazer, that's exactly what you do. You blaze the trail, and you don't wait for someone to create a trail for you. You create the trail. You create the trail. Create it. You create it. You create the platform. Everybody's running around waiting for someone to put them on their I don't need nobody to put me on their platform. I know how to create my own platforms. I don't need you to give me permission. I've already got permission to be me, to be great, to be amazing, to be a trailblazer, to be a leader. Like, that's how I operate. And it's because of women like Mary Glass that I'm able to do that. Because they've gone ahead and they've given the example. I can remember the first time I went on To God Be the Glory. I was on the show and listen, when I tell y'all, yeah, I'm telling y'all, if you're not following Mary Glass, I just need y'all to follow my mama. Follow her because she is amazing. I remember the first time I went on the show. And we just had a good time. And I'm very cognizant when I'm on someone else's platform not to do too much talking, right? Some people don't know that. They be on somebody else's platform and just take the whole thing over. But I was very cognizant of that. And she told me, honey, you better talk. You better talk. And she kept asking me questions and stuff. And she engaged me and she made me feel comfortable. Now that is class. You see, a true trailblazer is someone who's very confident in who they are. They don't feel intimidated by other people. In fact, they prepare the next generation to take over. That's what they do. Mama was always really good about that. She always shared her insight, her wisdom. She loved on me, She respected me. She honored me. Like, it was amazing. It was amazing. Oh, it's To God Be the Glory. Mama, what's the station that the show comes on? I don't want to lie, Mama, because I'm getting ready to say the wrong thing. I should know it. I should know it because of her, I was able to launch a show on there, but I can't remember it offhand. So, Mama, if you drop that, that would be great. But That's what life is. Y'all better honor the people that have paved the way. Listen, this is about celebrating people. This is about getting your marching orders and marching, doing what it is God has called you to do and doing it unapologetically. So, you guys, tonight, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Yeah, you can hear it, Tammy. It's online. It broadcasts online. I'll have to give, it's a Sunday morning show. It's a Sunday morning show, early Sunday morning. She's up early Sunday morning doing the show. I'll post it. I'll post it in the fellowship group. Matter of fact, I'll post it on my page when I post her. Tonight at 9 p.m., Passionate Pursuit of Manifested Purpose Ministries will launch our first Zoom Bible study called Let's Get Raw, R-A-W, Real Anointed Word. Real Authentic Word. And it's Let's Get Raw, ... Work the Word. So we're going to work the word tonight. If you are coming, I've got it in my story. Listen, if you're coming, let me know that you're coming. If you need the link, let us know you need the link so that we can get you plugged in. If you're not in our fellowship group, let us know. And then Tammy, can you make sure somebody goes back and lets the people in, get the people the comments and stuff, let them know how to join the group, drop the link for them. That would be amazing. You guys, I just know this. I know that God is absolutely amazing and incredible. He's doing amazing and incredible things. He's given me my marching orders and I'm marching forward. And I know that if you will listen to the voice of God, he'll give you your marching orders and you can march forward too. We may not be marching in the same direction and that's okay, but march. Because I promise you, if you just march, it's what God gonna do. And expand it quickly. I declare quick expansion, quick work, quick movement. God is doing everything quick and suddenly, quick and suddenly, quick and suddenly. So you guys, listen, get ready for it. Get ready for it. Get prepared for it. And listen, I want to shout out. Listen, there were some young people at the event on Saturday. They were selling these Ask Me to Pray For You shirts. I had to purchase 2, had to get 2 colors, right? Because I wanted to support them. And listen, ask me to pray for you. If you need prayer, drop your prayer that you need prayer. I need prayer. I need prayer. I need prayer. And what we'll do is our prayer team will begin to pray for you. And I will personally pray for you as well. Listen, it's all about God. It's all about God, y'all. God is doing a new thing. He's doing it quickly and he's doing it suddenly. Y'all, let's have today be an amazing and great day. I love you guys to life and life more abundant. Have an absolutely amazing and blessed day. Mwah.